Namaste everyone, and welcome back to the mat. This class is a 90-minute plus 10-minute relaxation class focused on detoxification. So we will work through quite a few twists as well as some breath work and some postures on the abdomen that all help to release toxins in the body and to detoxify mentally and physically. So go ahead and make your way lying down onto your mat in Shavasana with the right hand on the belly and the left hand to the heart. And just taking very gentle yogic diaphragm breathing. We inhale into the hand on the belly, up to the hand on the heart. We exhale, releasing the chest and the ribs and the belly. Inhaling, the belly, ribs and the chest expand. Exhaling, heart, ribs, and then belly. So take a few more of these cycles on your own, letting the breath become more expansive in the body and keeping the belly muscles relaxed in these first few moments of the practice, allowing your breath to bring you into the present moment. And allowing your breath to release any tension that you might have from your day, any tension that is residing in the mind. Keeping a very gentle sound to your breathing, just loud enough that you can hear it. Just mindful enough that the mind starts to fixate on one point. Taking the last couple of breaths on the back. Preparing for a dynamic practice and start to move a little more in the body. As you exhale, release your hands alongside the body. And then draw the legs together, flex the feet like you're in a lying down mountain posture. So the body is active, the belly starts to pull in. And bringing the right knee up and into your chest, squeezing it into the rib cage. And both feet are flexed. And then as you exhale, send that knee over to the left, taking a very gentle twist. It doesn't need to be so active in the body at this moment. You can allow the right arm to stay in a cactus shape. And gently apply pressure with the left hand to the outer thigh if you're deepening. And allow the breath to move into the belly if you choose. And as you inhale, draw the knee back to the center. Send the leg up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, slowly lower it down with control. As you inhale, bring it back up. And as you exhale, making a circle across the body to the left, out and around to the side. Inhaling to the ceiling. Exhaling towards the left. Big circle back to the center. Reverse your direction, inhaling out to the side, exhaling back to the center, inhaling to the right, exhaling back to ceiling, and then slowly lower that right leg down to the ground, preparing for the left side. Inhale the left leg up, exhale, squeeze the knee in, bend the knee, hug it in towards your left armpit, Paschimottanasana, wind removing pose, and shift the hips a little to the left. Let the left knee fall to the right side into your twist. Left arm can be in a cactus shape, right angle, or all the way out, palm down. Gentle pressure with the right hand to the outside of the left knee if you're deepening your twist. We're still opening here, so try not to be too forceful in the body. Let the belly relax, belly breaths. Starting to work a little more stabilizing. Inhale back to the center. Send the leg to the sky, and as you exhale, slowly lower. Inhale that left leg back up. As you exhale, leg over towards the right and circle it back to ceiling. Inhaling over to the right. Exhaling back up. Reverse your circle. Take 2 more circles in the opposite direction, letting the leg move out and around to the left. And then slowly back down to the ground. This time bring both knees up, bending the knees, a reclining chair. So the press is going to be the same on the hands and the thighs. So there's an isometric movement. The belly is pressing down to the floor, ironing the spine onto the mat. So no movement in the legs or the shoulders and the hands. So as you inhale, squeeze the legs against each other. And as you exhale, push the hands against the thighs, scoop the tailbone, and contract your psoas. Inhale, push the legs against each other. Exhale, press hands to thighs, keeping the movement minimal. If you have a block, you can take a block in between your thighs. Just find it. If you don't, that's okay. Just keep the grip of your thighs, your knees really strong against each other. Moving into more of an active twist, take the hands out to the side in cactus. Exhale the knees over to the right. Inhale back to the center into your chair, reclining chair. Exhale, knees to the left, but don't let them touch. So just a few centimeters to hover. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, knees to the right to hover. Inhaling back to the center, chair. Exhale, knees to left to hover. Inhale back to the center. You can straighten your legs if you have enough room. I didn't have enough room on this side, so exhale the knees to the right last time. Inhale back to the center. Maybe the legs straighten as you move them over to the left. Really grip your block or your thighs against each other. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, bend the knees and release the block. Release your feet. And slide your feet in close enough that you can touch your heels with your hands, moving into a bridge flow. Inhale the hips up, the hands reach to the back of the mat. Exhale, lower your hips back down, hands down. Inhale, press the feet, lift your hips, reach up and back. Exhale, roll down the spine, hands, hips to the floor. Moving with your breath. Inhale to rise and lift into your bridge. Exhale, roll down the spine, back to the floor. Inhaling, press the feet, lift up, articulate through the spine. Exhale, one vertebra at a time, back down to the floor. If you have a block between your thighs, remove it, working a bit more into the glutes. Keep your feet hip distance, but as you inhale, allow the knees to open out to the edges of the mat. And then as you exhale, squeeze the thighs against each other, engaging your adductors. So we inhale, we roll to the outer edges of the feet, engage the glutes. Exhale, shift knees back together at the center, engage adductors. Last one, inhale, roll to the edges of the feet. Exhale, knees, thighs press in against each other, keeping that squeeze. Press the feet forward to the front of the mat so the hamstrings are more active. And then as you exhale, slowly release back onto your spine. Give the knees a hug, a little gentle rocking side to side or up and down. And then inhale, rock to the shoulder blades. Exhale, up, balance on your sitting bones. Inhale, back, rocking back. Exhale, rocking forward, try to hover the toes. This time, inhale, rock back. Exhale, come up, balance. Try to keep the toes lifted, bring your shins parallel to the floor. Keep hold of the back of your thighs if you need, coming into a half boat. Chest is lifted, lifting out of the lower back. As you exhale, dip the left toes to the floor. And then switch, right toes down, left leg straightens. And then switch. So just taking toe taps with the legs, keeping the spine neutral, starting to activate into the belly. Activating core muscles and leg muscles. Inhale, both legs up to full boat. And as you exhale, pull the feet in, ground your hands, and step back to all fours into your tabletop. Keeping the belly firmed, navel towards the spine, neutral spine. Preparing for a cat-cow. As you inhale, arch the spine. As you exhale, round the back, chin to the chest. And then come back to your neutral spine. Twisting, send the right arm up to the ceiling. As you exhale, thread the needle. Right arm shoots to the left side. Left hand reaches forward to the front of the mat. A few options here. You can stay exactly here as you are. Left hand forward on the fingertips. Otherwise, start to reach that Left hand behind the lower back, taking a half bind, trying to catch the front of the right hip, and then maybe shooting that left heel back behind you where the leg is straight. If you feel balanced, send the left leg up, allow the hip to roll open to the side. So this is a little different version of our thread the needle. And if you feel balanced still, you can shoot that left hand down the left leg towards the foot. So lifting that leg as high as you can in external rotation. As you exhale, left hand to the floor, left knee to the floor. Inhale, right arm back to the sky. Exhale, back neutral spine. One cat-cow. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, round. Push the palms, chin to chest. Inhale, back to neutral. Other side, left arm up. Exhale, thread the needle, left hand to the right side. Bring the left shoulder, left ear to the mat. Right arm forward, reaching to the front. Stay on the fingertips, stretch the lats. Take a half bind if you're deepening. Right leg back if you're deepening further, keeping the toes tucked. Make sure your sacrum is level to start and you feel stable and balanced if you are moving anywhere else. If you feel balanced, start to lift that right leg higher, opening the hip, pointing the toes, and maybe taking that right hand to the outer right thigh. Keeping the weight on the left arm a little more towards the hand and pressing into the fingernails. No pressure into the neck. As you exhale, release that right leg back down. Right hand beside the face. Press into that right hand. Inhale, left arm to sky. Exhale, neutral tabletop. As you inhale, arch your spine into your cow. As you exhale, round into your cat. Inhale, back to neutral. Tuck the toes, send the tail up to the sky, and gently start to paddle through the legs. Bicycling, bending one knee at a time as you press alternate heels to the floor. Starting to work our way to standing. Look forward, start to take little baby steps all the way to the front of the mat. Inhaling to a halfway lift, fingertips down. To exhale, soften your knees. Bring the forehead towards your shins. And little shake through the upper body, rolling up slowly to a count of 3, 2, all the way up, head up, arrives last on 1. Open the palms forward and find a mountain pose. Hands to the chest in Namaskar in prayer, setting any intention for the practice that you choose. Starting to move into an Ujjayi breath. And the breath is audible on the inhale and the exhale. And the sound, the depth, the quality of the breath is the same on the in cycle and the out cycle. Gently opening the eyes, release the hands alongside the body one more time. Inhaling the hands up, palms together, look up. Exhale, folding down and forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, fingertips down, chest and head up. As you exhale, step right and then left back to your high plank. Firming through the hands to the tip toes, navel towards the spine. Active plank, everything hugging in towards the center of the body. Shifting forward over the fingertips, take the knees down, pick up the feet, cross ankles. Exhale, lower halfway into half push-up. Squeezing the elbows in, keep the chest open, holding the shape and breathing. And then as you exhale, release everything to the floor, feet down. Hands a little forward, lifting up into your cobra, elbows stay bent. Little twist to the right, to the left, or a circle of the neck and the head if you choose. Keeping the pubic bone touching the floor. Feet active, toes pointed, elbows squeezing in towards the rib cage. If you're twisting, make sure to balance out through both sides. One more breath in. As you exhale, release back to the belly. Press the hands, tuck the toes, tabletop, and then into your downward dog. Taking a little circle through the hips. You can take one leg up, bend the knee, rotate. Any organic, natural movement in your downward facing dog. Sorting out the shoulders and the hips and returning back to a steady breath. Pulling the navel towards the heart. active Uddiyana Bandha. Rising up to the tiptoes, look forward. Step right and then left front of the mat, right into your flat back. Exhale, soft knees as you fold down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, palms together. Look up to thumbs. Exhale, back, Samastitihi. Inhale, circle arms up, look up. Exhale, gently fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhaling, flat back. As you exhale, step just the right foot behind you, keeping the right hand grounded. Open the left hand towards the ceiling into your twist. Keep that left knee hugging in so it stays right over the ankle. Look down and then step that left foot back into your side plank. Squeezing the thighs together, a little arc through the spine. Looking up towards that left hand if you can. Staying strong in the legs like you're gripping that block, if you had it before, between the thighs, like you're still squeezing that block in. Exhale the left hand down, shift forward, bend the elbows, Chaturanga this time, push-up shape. Squeezing elbows in, hold it for a breath if you can. And then on your next inhale, roll over the toes, chest up, upward dog. Exhale, tail to sky, downward facing dog. Breathing. Press the hips to the wall behind you. Press the heels a little closer to the floor. And then step your feet a little closer towards your hand. Take the right hand and twist. Take hold of your left ankle, your left calf. Bend that elbow, look under the left armpit. Try to see the ceiling. Back to the center, looking forward, inhale. Exhale, left hand to right ankle or calf. Bend that left elbow. Look under the right armpit. Keep your heels pressing to the floor, rooting down so your sacrum, your hips are level. Back to the center, inhale. As you exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step to the front of the mat, flat back, inhaling. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse, circle the arms, palms together, look up. Exhale, back, mountain pose. Left side, inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, folding down the center. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, step the left foot behind you. Left fingertips to the floor or flat hand. Right arm circles to the ceiling into your twist. Stay strong in your back leg. Press the back of the left knee, back of the left hamstrings to the ceiling. Looking up to that right hand. And then step the right foot back, side plank. If you are modifying, keep that right foot to the floor in front of your hips. Looking up to that top hand if you feel balanced. And a little more arc through your spine into the obliques. Inhale. Exhale, both palms down. Shift forward. Exhale, lower through your push-up. Hold if you can for one extra breath. Elbows squeeze in. Inhale, roll over the toes. Shoulders open, chest forward. As you exhale into your downward facing dog. This time, still in a twist, a little different. Step your feet closer, shorten your downward dog. Take the right hand to the outside of the left ankle. This time, keep your arms straight and look forward just inside your left hand. Raise the right leg just a couple centimeters, or see if you can all the way up like we did in our tabletop when we threaded the needle. Exhale the right foot back down. Switch, right hand down. Inhale, left hand to the outside of the right leg. Look forward. Keep your eyes at the front edge of your mat. Raise the left leg just a few centimeters to start. Otherwise, bring that leg up with the hips squared. Only if you're balanced, start to roll the hip open to the side. It's going to be more challenging for the balance. As you exhale, left foot down. Release the hand, relax the head, give it a little shake. Bend the knees, look forward. This time, hop flat back. Inhale. Exhale, soften the knees and fold down. As you inhale, back to standing Urdhva Hastasana, look up. Exhale, hands beside the body, Samastitihi. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Next, inhale, bend the knees, sit down into your chair. Knees push back over the heels, palms together. As you exhale, come halfway down. If you can, rise up to your tiptoes. And then bring the heels down, hands to the chest, twist over to the right side. Left elbow outside the right knee, pressing the palms together at the heart. Start to pick up that left leg when you're ready. So switch your eyes first, look down at your big toes, and then bring your left heel towards your bum, still with your twist. And then start to slowly step that left leg long behind you, control, getting as much air time as you can to create stability. Land on the left tiptoes, keep your twist if you can. Stay with the hands to the heart, or send the left hand towards the floor, fingers forward, right arm to the sky. Keeping that back leg strong, pushing from the ball of the foot, but pushing your left heel to the wall behind you. You're deepening right arm all the way forward to the front of your mat. Deeper stretch for the lats. As you exhale, look down to the left hand, make sure it's flat. Step the right foot back again into your side plank. Take a breath in. As you exhale, circle the right arm behind the left wrist, heart to floor. Inhale, open to the side. Exhale, twisting just through the upper body. Inhale, right arm open. Exhale, circle that arm down just behind the wrist. Inhale the right arm up. This time reach it forward to the front of the mat. Right palm down, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhaling Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right foot steps forward, left heel grounds. Warrior one. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, palms down. Right foot back, lower Chaturanga. Inhale, roll over toes, upward dog. Exhale, tail to sky, downward dog. Left side, right away. Inhaling up, Virabhadrasana 1, look up. Exhale, hands down. Left foot back, shift forward, Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. As you exhale to your downward facing dog. Breathing. Slowing down and steadying the breath. Using your downward dog as a resting pose. You can stay here if you prefer to build a little more strength. We take downward dog push-ups. So on the exhale, we squeeze the elbows in like we're coming into dolphin. And then we inhale the arms straight. Exhaling, squeezing. The elbows don't reach the ground. They hover a centimeter above, squeezing in line. Elbows, shoulders, wrists, hands, all aligned. Pressing the arms back straight. Look forward. Inhale, walker, hop to the front, flat back. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, sit down into your chair, bend the knees, Utkatasana. As you exhale, bringing the hands to Namaskar, to prayer at the chest. Keep your knees, your thighs glued together. Take a twist over to the left thigh. Make sure your knees have stayed in one line. Palms pressed together, elbows aligned vertically. Keeping the right elbow pressing to the left knee to deepen your twist. Deepen that opening in the thoracic spine. Keep your twist, keep your elbows, look down at your big toes. Pick up the right foot, bring the heel towards your bum, and then slow, controlled step, kicking through that heel. As much air time as you can manage, and then land on the tiptoes of the right foot in your twist. Readjust your elbows if you need to deepen that twist. Right hand reaches to outside of the left foot, palm down of fingertips, left arm to sky, or all the way forward to the front of the mat. If you have that hand forward, bring your chin towards your left armpit, armpit towards your chin, palm down, eyes towards the palm of the left hand. Breathing, looking down. Make sure the right hand is flat to the floor. When you're ready, stepping your left foot back to your side plank, arcing the spine, left arm up, looking up, inhaling. As you exhale, circle that arm behind the right wrist like you're holding a big ball. Inhale, open to the side. Exhale, heart towards the floor, hand sweeps down. Inhale, open to the side. Exhale to your twist. Your legs and your hips don't move, just your spine. Inhale, open to the side. Reach that left arm forward, hand down. Exhale, shift forward, lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Roll over the toes. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, tail to sky, downward dog. Warrior one series again. Right leg starts. When you're ready, next breath in, right foot forward, left heel down. Rise up, palms together, look to thumbs, inhale. Exhale, hands down, step back, lower through your push-up. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Left foot forward, warrior one. Inhale, lifting up. Exhaling, hands back down, high plank through your low plank. Inhaling, upward dog. And exhaling into your downward facing dog. Breathing. Using this to steady the breath. If you need, knees to floor, child's pose, anytime that you need. Otherwise, you can continue with me into some strength building. Taking the knees to the floor to set up the arms. Take the elbows underneath the shoulders, hands to a prayer or a fist, coming into a forearm plank. And keeping the forearms, the hands starting to take twists of the feet from side to side. So inhaling to the right, exhaling toes to the left, trying to keep the legs together. After a few of those, inhale, start to walk your feet into dolphin. And as you exhale, tiptoe the feet back to your forearm plank. Inhaling forward, feet as close to your elbows as you can. Exhaling the toes back to your plank. Inhaling, tiptoe forward, forearm dolphin. Exhale, tiptoe back, forearm plank. And then taking the knees to the ground, hands to the floor. Tuck the toes and back into your downward facing dog. You can slowly walk the hands one at a time to the back of your mat, or shift the weight to your hands and try to bring the hands back to the feet in one movement. Grab hold of the big toes, lift the chest flat back, and as you exhale, open the elbows to the sides, move into your forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Make sure the feet are hip distance. As you pull up on your big toes, make sure you're equally pushing your toes back into your peace fingers, your thumbs. And suck the belly in to draw yourself, your rib cage, your chest closer to your legs. Inhale, lift up, change the grip of the hands, one hand at a time under the toes. Lengthen the spine more. And as you exhale, fold back into your legs, Paschimottanasana. Shift the weight towards the balls of your feet, almost so much that the heels lift off. So you shift that weight enough that the thighs activate and the sitting bones lift. And then use your arms to engage the biceps to draw the body closer to the legs. Inhale, lift up, release. Exhale, hands to your waist. Inhale, back up to standing. And as you exhale, release the hands beside the body, mountain pose, heel toe your feet together. Moving into seat of Isis, step your right foot forward. Try to keep the feet parallel. Rise up to your tiptoes and the arms up to the ceiling, breathe in. As you exhale, bring the hands down alongside the body, fingers to the floor. This time, inhale, dip your back knee to the floor, arms parallel to the floor. Exhale, legs straight, arms down. Inhale, both knees bend. Exhale, legs straight, arms down. Inhale to bend the knees, spine stays vertical. Exhale, hands down, legs straight. Inhale, bend your knees, keep your tailbone scooped, weighted. Exhale, legs straight, hands down. Last one, inhale, dip the back knee. Exhale, legs straight. This time, interlock your hands behind your back. Stay high on your back tiptoes. Make sure you have about 1 meter between the legs. And then as you exhale, fold over your right leg. Moving into pyramid pose variation. If you're losing your balance, bring your left heel down to the floor. If you're open in that right leg, then start to draw your body towards the right shin. Hands towards the front of your mat, expanding the chest. Keep your legs scissoring, right hip pulling back, and left hip a little bit forward, plugging your hip bones into the sockets. A little bend in the right knee. Inhale, lift up halfway. Shift your weight into that right leg. Lift the left leg up into your warrior 3 legs. And keep the arms interlocked right on top of your sacrum so you can feel that your hips are level. Point the left toes. Eyes forward, drishti at the front of the mat. Extending through top of the head and left toes, pulling the body in opposite directions. As you exhale, release your hands to the floor so you're almost in a half downward dog. Handstand prep. As you inhale, hop the right foot towards your right hand. Exhale back into that half downward dog. Inhale, right foot hops forward. Exhale, right foot hops back, downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward to right hand. Exhale back. Do this a few more times. If you're comfortable on your hands, shift, rock forward. Right knee to your chest, left toes to ceiling. So really getting that tuck shape of the right leg to keep your hips and your pelvis balanced. So feeling that action through the leg to lift and lengthen the spine. As you exhale, step the feet back or hop the feet back, bend your elbows, 3-legged flow or normal vinyasa. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling to your downward facing dog. Breathing. Child's pose if you need, knees to floor. Otherwise, second, strength building. Roll the body forward into your plank. As you inhale, the right elbow and then left to the floor. Exhale, left hand and then right back to your plank. Inhale, right and then left, forearm plank. Exhale, left and then right, high plank. This time, exhale, left elbow, then right. And then shift right hand, left hand back. Inhaling to the elbows. Exhaling back to your high plank. Press the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Wiggle the head, wiggle the hips. And then walk the hands one hand at a time, or rock the weight forward and come back to the back of your mat. And this time, coming into Malasana, into prayer squat, widen your feet to the edges of your mat. Open the toes, heels down. Hands to prayer at your chest. Keeping the weight towards your heels and the tailbone weighted towards the floor. So the lower back is long. And you have that hollow Uddiyana Bandha shape in the front of the belly to support the body. Staying here a few more breaths, otherwise slide your left shoulder towards your left knee. Take that left hand to the right ankle. Reach the right arm up to the ceiling or over to the left side of your mat into a side bend. Knees are still open, bum is active, glutes active. Inhale back to the center. As you exhale, preparing for the other side, slide your right shoulder towards your right knee. Right hand to the left ankle. Left hand reaching up for the ceiling. Make sure the knees stay open. You can still lift your toes from the floor or into that side bend, left hand reaching towards the side wall. Making sure to keep pulling onto that ankle with the right hand. Inhale back to the center. As you exhale, take your hands to the floor. Lift your hips up high enough that your weight is out of your knees. And then bring your heels together and your toes open into a V shape. Coming into a wide toe squat. Make sure your heels connect. And then walk your hands forward. Release your shoulders and your head. You can keep your heels pushing to the floor in that V shape. Heels down, bum down, letting the lower back and the upper back release. Inhale, walk your hands back in. Preparing to come into baby Bakasana. Keeping the knees wide enough that you can take your elbows back to the floor. Measure, wrap the fingers around. Either just create the shape, so bring the forearms down and bring the knees into your armpits and stay with your toes to the floor. Otherwise, wiggle your knees as high as you can, 1 foot at a time. Lift each foot for 2 breaths, or shift your weight forward, bring your nose closer to the floor and pick up both feet. Press the big toes together, coming into baby crow. Exhale, release the feet back down, widen the feet. Take a moment, release the shoulders, and then slowly roll up 1 vertebra at a time back to standing, preparing for the left side of our flow, coming into mountain. Step the left foot 1 meter forward. Rise up to your tiptoes. Toes face the front of the mat, hands up for a moment. Inhale. Exhale, hands alongside the body. Scoop your tailbone, lift the front of the belly. Inhale, back knee down. Exhale, legs straight, arms to the floor. Inhale, arms reach forward. Bend the knees. Exhale, straight legs and arms. Inhale, bend knees, reach forward. Exhale, push the floor with the toes, reach down. Inhale to bend. Exhale to reach down. Press the balls of the feet down. Last one. Inhale to bend, reach forward. Exhale, press, reach to the floor. Interlock your hands behind the lower back. Bring your left foot flat. Try to stay on your right tiptoes. And as you exhale, fold over that left leg. If you are modifying, you can keep your fingertips to the floor, or blocks, if you're using them in your practice, is shown. So bending that front knee if you're tight in the hamstrings. In the full version, then try to take the hands back into that fist grip and pull them forward. Expanding the chest and balancing on the right tiptoes. There's a little more weight into your front leg that will intensify that hamstring stretch. Sacrum is level. Pelvic floor is active to support the fold. Little bend in your left knee. Inhale, halfway up. Shift your weight into that left leg. Rock forward, pick up the right toes, point your toes, send your sitting bones towards your right heel so you're not overarching your lower back. Chest is open, eyes forward to the front edge of the mat. It almost becomes a little bit more of a back bend. You can even lift that right leg higher in this version rather than a warrior 3. Pause, and then exhale, hands to the floor. You can hop your left foot a little back. Inhale, left foot forward to left wrist. Exhale to your half downward dog. Looking forward, inhale, left foot to left wrist. Exhale, hopping back to your downward dog. A few more of these with your breath, otherwise rocking your weight forward and taking that number 7 shape, that left knee tucked into your armpit, right leg to ceiling, trying to find your balance. If you're not comfortable on your hands, make sure you're doing this near a wall in case you tip forward towards the front of your mat. As you exhale, hop the left foot back, 3-legged flow or both feet down, transition Chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog as you exhale to your downward facing dog. And taking a walk through the legs. You can stay in downward dog or bring the knees to the floor, head to the floor into your child's pose. When you're ready, returning into your downward facing dog. If you need to pause this video for a few more moments, then do so until your breath becomes steady again and your focus becomes concentrated back onto your breathing. If you're still in your child's pose, come meet us back in your downward dog. Rise to your toes, look forward. Inhale, hopping into your flat back. Exhaling, folding forward, Uttanasana. Bend the knees. Heels down, weight towards the heels chair, inhale. And as you exhale, straight legs, hands to prayer at the heart, and pause to center the mind and to center the breath. Circle the hands back to the chest into Namaskar, inhale. As you exhale, bend the knees, sit down into your chair. Reaching forward, a little more forward this time, bringing more weight into the legs. Hands to prayer at your chest. On your out breath, twist to the right side one more time. And stay with hands to prayer at your chest or reach your left hand towards the floor. Right arm up to the sky. Maybe even into a half bind with that right hand. Or Paschimottanasana noose pose if you know it more Ashtanga style. Bring your hands back to prayer if they're not. Look down. Same as before, pick up your left leg, heel towards the bum, slow, controlled step behind you, landing on the tiptoes. This time bring your back knee to the floor to set up your bind. Slide your left armpit all the way to the outside of your knee. Use your right hand to bring that hand to the front of the left thigh. See if you can grab your fingertips. If not, you can use a towel between your hands. If you are balanced and if your breath is steady, bring the back leg straight, pushing that left knee, left hamstrings to ceiling, pushing left arm against right thigh to twist, open to the ceiling, eyes eventually towards the ceiling. If you are comfortable in your bind and your shoulders, look down and pivot your toes towards the left edge of your mat into your Prasarita stance. Otherwise, just keep your left hand to the floor and right arm open to the ceiling, still in a twist. If you have your bind, release, meet us in this twist, facing the front of the mat, inhaling. As you exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. And then just like we're almost coming into a half prayer squat into Skandasana, bend your left knee, kick the right heel to the front of your mat. If this is not quite open for you, then make sure you stay on your tiptoes, fingertips to the floor. Otherwise, you can start to expand the left hand down, right arm up to the ceiling, just like we did before, or you can send the arms behind that leg into a bind. If you're staying on your tiptoes, you can see now, observe, keep hands to floor if you have any issues in the knees, the hips, and breathing. I'm going to give you the option to stay here in our first version. If your heel is down and you are open, and starting to move this into a side bend. Just reaching that right hand for the left ankle, and then reaching that left hand forward towards the front of the mat like we did in our prayer squat before. You don't need to reach the front foot, but taking that side bend, making sure that left knee keeps pressing back behind you. So both hips are open and there's a strong stretch in the groin. Release. Bring your weight into your hands, out of the knees, out of the hips. Turn your toes to face a little in, heel slightly apart, neutral stance. Grab the ankles or the big toes, yogi toe grip, straighten the arms, lift the chest. And as you exhale, bend the elbows. Starting to bend the arms at right angles. Coming into Paschimottanasana, into our forward fold, wide leg forward fold. Pull the belly in. Press the heels apart. And grow longer through your waist in the space between your ribs and your hips. Inhale to straight arms. Exhale, hands to waist. Inhale, slowly rise back up. Expand the arms out parallel. Exhale, hands back to the waist. Inhale, little lift in the chest. As you exhale, come just halfway down. Keep your hands onto your hips. If you have a block available, take it. Keep your fingers free. Keep the block between the palms of the hands, and then keeping your spine parallel to the floor. We take a little twist to the front of the mat, and then a little twist to the back of the mat. So the movement is through the waist, the spine, the ribs, trying not to move the legs or the hips. So strong into the core and into the obliques because of our position with gravity. As you exhale, release that block down. Take the fingertips down, and this time keeping the hands in line with your shoulders. You could start to move into a variation A, wide forward fold. Only if you're comfortable on your head, if you have a comfortable practice of headstand already, coming into a supported headstand, binding the fingers, and then lifting the legs up just parallel to the floor. You can keep your legs straight, or you can bend the knees open in a butterfly position in a Bakasana. So if you only are comfortable already on your hands and the head is comfortable and you have a comfortable practice of headstand, you can move this into a little twist, making sure that the head and the shoulders do not move, but moving the hips. So the lower body is now twisting either with legs bent in a butterfly or with the legs straight in a straddle position. Twisting a little bit to each side, moving the toes a little more towards the floor as you twist on each side. If you're still in a forward fold, if you're not comfortable on your hands, just take a second forward fold, moving into Chaturanga arms. If you're up in a headstand, slowly make your way out. Lift the chest, lift the head slowly. Turn the body back to the front into a low fingertip lunge, right toes forward, pausing and breathing. Bringing the hands back to prayer at your chest, the spine up high to high lunge. As you exhale, twist to that right leg, back into our twisted lunge. The same way we came in, we come out, looking down, shift into your right leg with control. Step your left leg to the front of the mat to meet the right. And this time, take your left hand to the outside edge of your right foot. Little bend into the left knee. Slowly rise up into your twist, hand to big toe. Left hand is on the outside of your foot or the outside of your knee if your hamstrings are tight. And as you balance, we slowly shift the eyes to the back of the mat where that right hand is reaching. This is enough of a twist. Stay where you are for 5 more breaths, otherwise move with me. Standing Marichyasana C. You can cross the wrists for a moment, bring the forehead to the shin, and then bending that right knee again. And the left armpit comes outside of your knee, around the front of your right shin, towards the left hip, and meets the right hand. So binding just like in our seated version of Marichyasana C. Otherwise, we stay in our first position that we took together. Any other standing balance if you want to vary your shapes a little bit more. Release that twist. Inhale, right knee up. As you exhale, airplane your hands. Reach the arms to the back of your mat. As you inhale, bring the right knee to the chest, reach up. As you exhale, twist to the right side. Right knee stays bent. Inhale back to the center, face the front of the mat. Exhale, swing the right leg back, airplane the arms. As you inhale, bring the right knee back up, reach up. As you exhale, twist, open, expand the arms. And this time, cartwheel both hands down to the floor. Bring the fingertips under the shoulders. You can take a book under the right hand. Kick through that right heel. Use your left hand to level out your sacrum and your hips. Really focus on opening your heart to the left side. Only if your heart is open and your shoulders are stacked vertically, open that left hand to the sky, revolved Ardha Chandrasana. If you're taking sugar cane, bend that right knee. Catch the inner arch of the foot. Look forward so it becomes more of a back bend. Eyes forward, toes up. Really powerful kick in that right leg to deepen the back bend. As you exhale, release the hands down, remove your block. Palms down. You can take those same little hops that we did before. Left toes to the wrist through a half downward dog. If you're comfortable on your hands, then send that right leg towards the head. In our scissor split variation, you can also choose to take L-shape, eagle legs, anything on your hands. And donkey kicks if you're practicing, trying to stay for about 5 breaths, any shape that you're choosing to explore. When you're ready, hop back, step the feet back, 3-legged flow, or both feet down, Chaturanga. Inhaling to your upward dog, exhaling to your downward dog, or into child's pose for a few breaths. Pause the video if you need before the other side until your breath is steady and back in the same count you started this class with. Rising to the toes, looking forward. Inhale, walker hop to the front of the mat, flat back. Exhale, gently fold forward, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, sit down into your chair, Utkatasana, palms together, look up. As you exhale, straight legs. Pause for a moment for a couple of breaths in your mountain pose. Closing the eyes. Exhaling through the mouth if you need to release some heat into the body. And preparing for the left side, our last standing flow of this class. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Opening the eyes, preparing. As you inhale, sit down into your chair. Hips lower. Exhale, hands to chest. Twist to the left side. Try to bring that right armpit as far as you can across the body. Palms to prayer or right hand down. Left hand to ceiling or half bind or Paschimottanasana if you're practicing. Looking back down, bring the hands back to prayer if they're not. Keeping the weight into your left foot, raise your right foot. Slow, controlled step behind you into your revolved lunge. Bring the right knee down to set up the bind if you need. Right armpit slides lower down. Right arm underneath that thigh, reaching for the left or towel between the hands. Keep your back knee down if this is new. Release the bind if it is uncomfortable in your shoulders. Otherwise, using that bind to create a deeper torsion, a deeper twisting action into the spine and the ribs. Looking up to the sky to challenge your balance. The last adjustment. Keeping the bind if you have it, otherwise move with me in this modified version. So if you're bound, try to keep it around that left thigh. Otherwise, right hand to floor, left arm open to the front of your mat into your twist. One more breath in. And as you exhale, release your bind. Bend into your right knee, slide your left toes forward into a half prayer squat into our ninja squat. Skandasana. If your right heel is not comfortable on the floor, stay on your tiptoes and support yourself one hand behind, framing that left leg. Otherwise, if your heel is down, feel free to bind with me. If you're not binding, keep the hands onto the floor or into prayer at your chest, making sure that all of your joints are comfortable. You should feel a really deep opening into the pelvis and into the inner thighs, nothing into your joints. Stay in a squat if that's enough for you. Otherwise, left hand reaches for the right ankle, the right shin. The right knee stays facing the ceiling, and that right hand reaches forward to the front of your mat, maybe all the way to that left foot into your side bend. Variation on revolved Janu Shirshasana. Stay for one more breath cycle, any version that you're in, any shape that you're in. As you exhale, start to release. Weight forward to your hands out of your knees. Turn the toes back in, the heels out. You can stay where you are on your mat. And then if you're needing a wall for your handstand preparation, then move yourself to a wall, keeping your hands down. Legs a little wider, like you're in a wide downward dog. If you press into handstand, go ahead and press. Otherwise, you can take little hops, just little bounces. You can do toe taps in a frog position a few times. If you're up, you can choose to straddle the legs, scorpion. If you're practicing, my handstands were not great this day, so any handstand prep that you take, if you're not taking any handstand prep, feel free to just stay in a child's pose or just to work on shifting your weight from your toes into your hands. About 5 to 10 breaths. If you want to pause and work on something else in your practice, then do so here. When you're ready, slowly bring your feet back down to the floor. You can take a wide ragdoll for a moment. Just bend into the knees. Hold your elbows. Shift your weight from right side to left side. Stay facing where you are on your mat. I'm just shifting myself to demonstrate. Coming into a forward fold, bring the spine up. Interlock the hands behind your hips. Roll the shoulders back, straight arms. Inhale, chest open. Exhale, folding forward into Prasarita C. Aim the crown of the head towards the floor and your little finger edge of your hands to the earth. And the feet are in an inside V, so there's an internal rotation through your thighs. As you widen your heels, the sacrum widens and the glutes become more active. If you're comfortable in this shape, you can take reverse prayer behind your back if you want a little deeper opening for the chest. As you exhale, release your hands to the floor. Turn back to face the front of your mat, so your left foot should be forward. Fingertip lunge. Inhale the spine up straight, vertical, hands to prayer. Exhale, take a twist back to your left thigh, keeping your eyes down to the front of your mat. Shift into that left foot, pull the thighs together, and release the right foot beside the left into your revolved chair pose. Keep your twist, just send your right hand to the outside of your left foot or the outside of your knee. I'm modifying here if you need to see the modification. Otherwise, leg all the way straight. Left hand to the back of the mat. And very slow and steady, the eyes looking towards that left hand to the back wall behind you. Keep a pressure of your foot and your hand against each other to deepen the rotation through the rib cage. Looking back to the front, take the left hand forward, hold the knee or the opposite side of the foot. Bring the forehead down towards the shin. You can stay in a forward fold, hand to big toe. Otherwise, if you did that variation of Marichasana C, that slightly different version of your bind, take your right hand to the front of your left shin. Catch the fingers at the front of your right hip, point your toes, and then use that bind to keep the twist rotating to the left to the back of your mat. Looking forward, release the leg, but try to keep the knee up and into your chest. Press from the right foot, reach the hands higher, inhale. Exhale into your airplane, leg back, arms back. Inhale, left knee forward to the chest. Keep the knee stable as you exhale. Split the arms, rotate to the left side. One more time. Inhale back to the center, arms up, knee up. Exhale, swing the arms back and the leg back. Inhale, pull the left knee back up to the chest, arms up. Exhale, scissor split the arms, twist to the left. This time, inhale back to the center. Cartwheel your hands down, send your left leg back. Fingertips to the floor like a warrior 3 to start. You can stay in warrior 3 if you're working with tight hamstrings. Otherwise, block under your left hand, left fingertips. Right hand to the back of your hips, pressing your hips up into your hand. And keep a push of your left leg up to the ceiling. Twist first, stack the shoulders. Right arm to the sky first, eyes up. Work this version until you feel stable. Otherwise, Shavasana, sugar cane. Bend the knee, grab the arch, kick up. Chest forward, head up. Getting that stretch through the left psoas and hip flexors. As you exhale, release the leg, but keep the left leg up. Remove blocks. Take your hands flat to the floor. Make sure you have enough distance. You can choose to take that scissor split variation, the knees bent, more of our stag variation of handstand. Otherwise, you can alternately kick one foot and the other, or work on weight shifts as we did in our first handstand prep from our half downward dog. So any handstand prep, a little shifting of the weight into your hands, most importantly. Step the feet back, jump back, Chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. And as you exhale to your downward facing dog. Taking a moment here. Preparing to move to seated series, more Ashtanga style back bends. Wiggle the feet back, wave the body forward into high plank. Exhale all the way slowly down to your belly. You can release the hands for a moment, bring the big toes together. Keep a little bit of space between your heels, hands alongside the body with the palms up. First lift your chest and your head. If you are comfortable there, then also lift your feet. Try to bring your feet at the same level as your head. Hands keep pressing to the floor. Stay there or slide your hands to the middle of the rib cage, the middle of the belly. We're moving more into skydiver, heels together, toes open, so there's a little bit of external rotation. Hands reaching towards the knees, chest lifting higher and taking little pulses through the feet. Release the feet down, hands to the middle ribs. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Wiggle the feet a little bit back. Wave the body forward, high plank. Inhale. Exhale back to the belly, preparing for bow pose. This time, bend both of your knees. Reach back for the outside edges of your feet. If you're deeper, outside edges of your ankle bones. And then pull your belly in. Kick the feet back enough to lift your chest first. Shift the weight to your lower belly. And if you're deepening, shift the weight closer to your diaphragm and kick stronger through your legs. Head lifts higher, toes lift higher. Arms are straight, getting your kick a little bit powerful through the legs. Release the legs. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale to your downward dog. Wiggle the feet a little bit back behind you. Roll the body forward, high plank. One more time. And as you exhale, lower back to the belly. Repeat second set of bow if this is enough. Otherwise, we're going to move into side bow, Paschimottanasana. Start with your kick. Kick back, lift the chest, breathe in. As you exhale, rolling over to the left shoulder. So the whole shape just shifts onto the side of the body. Arms are straight, the legs kick into the hands, and the crown of the head draws towards the pointed toes. Keeping a squeeze in the knees, even the knees, thighs all the way together. Inhale back to the center, find a center bow. And then exhale over to the other side. 5 full breath cycles. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale back to the center. Kick powerfully back and up, center bow. Exhale, release the legs. Hands beside the middle ribs. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward dog. Step the feet a little bit behind you. Roll the body forward, waving forward into your high plank. Exhale all the way back to the belly. Coming into Sphinx. So Sphinx, if this is enough, if you're kind of done with your back bend, stay. I will demonstrate variation of King Cobra with support of a block. Okay, so a little higher Sphinx, you can straighten the arms, turn the hands out, deeper back bend. If you're starting to do supported King Cobra, slide the block just in front of your hip bones. So the very base of your pubic bone should still be on the floor. Supporting the back, supporting the pelvic floor with the block. And still stay on your hands. Otherwise, 1 foot at a time, we move into an open grip. Right hand reaches. If you're just kicking back, kick the right foot into your hand like bow. Otherwise, grab the big toe side, circle the elbow towards the ceiling with your hand or with a strap. Left hand can stay to the floor, reach forward, or hold onto the foot. Keeping that foot kicking so that the spine stays active. You need that kick from that right leg to keep it. So you exhale, release right side down if you're in this shape. Other side, bend the left knee. Just do a bow shape if the back bend is not there, if the shoulder grip is not there. Otherwise, palm to ceiling, reverse grip. Circle the elbow up. Right hand can hold the elbow first, then the wrist, then the foot. Keeping the kick of the left leg back to the mat. So kicking to the wall behind you to keep the chest lifted, the legs active. Slowly release one hand at a time, left leg down. Remove your block if you're using it. If you were in Sphinx the whole time, slowly start to meet us on your belly. Bringing yourself down, forehead to the mat. Taking a little shift of your hips side to side. Relaxing your belly muscles and taking deep belly breaths for a few moments. So this is our last back bend from the belly. We will take a couple of versions of camel pose, Ustrasana, for our deepest back bends of this practice. So when you feel ready, shifting to all fours first, and then come standing onto your knees with your knees hip distance. If you have blocks, you can use a block between the thighs on the medium setting, or I like to use it between my feet actually on the low setting. First set of camel, tuck toes if you need, hands to the lower back, fingers pointing down. One hand at a time, otherwise both hands to the inner arches of your feet. Fingers inside and the thumbs outside the heels. Hips stay pushing forward. You can do this pose against a wall if you need, just to feel the knees and the sitting bones pressing forward. As you inhale, come back up. Use your hands to your lower back. Exhale, sit onto your heels, Vajrasana. Hands to Namaskar at your chest. Bring your chin down. Release your neck from the pose. You can repeat one more version of this shape. So if you're not in a deeper version, then just repeat exactly the same that we just did. If you move towards Kapottasana, then taking the hands to the lower back again, and then walking the hands down the thighs to the calf muscles or even the fronts of the knees. Exhaling the crown of the head with control to the floor. If you have that shape, bring the arms up over the head, reaching to the back of the mat. Crown of the head is down. And then start to walk your hands like you're moving into wheel pose, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Pressing the hands, arms can stay straight. This sometimes is a little more challenging. deeper back bend. Otherwise, walking the hands in towards your heels. If you're in full Kapotasana, come in, stay for a moment. Wasn't there for me this day, so when you're ready, coming back up. Any version that you're in, exhale, sit onto your feet, Vajrasana. Chin to chest, relax the neck. Relax your belly and take deep, full belly breaths. Just like we did lying down in the beginning of practice, you can take one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. And take that 3-part yogic breath to start to calm your mind, especially after deep back bends. Gently opening the eyes, rock the weight towards the front of the feet, inhale. As you exhale, hands to the front of the mat, step back or shoot the legs back into Chaturanga. Inhaling, gentle upward dog. Exhaling to your downward dog. Using crow to start to reverse and counteract the spine. Walk your feet forward. Bring the knees into the armpits, eyes looking to the front of the mat. Shift the weight into the hands. And this version, really round your back so you start to release the lower back from your back bends. Push armpits and knees into each other, big toes together. Press your feet together if they touch. And really active in the pelvic floor and the lower belly. Deep breath in. As you exhale, try to shoot the legs back directly into Chaturanga, into your push-up. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling into your downward facing dog. This time, inhale the right leg up. As you exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale the right leg back up, 3-legged dog. Exhaling, right knee to left elbow, twisting. You can hold there if you have a moment in Kundalini into your arm balance. If you can, shoot the legs, split them apart. Left foot back down. Inhale, right leg up, 3-legged dog. This time, exhale, knee behind your right elbow. Slide your left foot back behind you, coming into pigeon. Keep your right foot close into your left hip point. And then walk your hands around to the right side until you frame your right knee, moving into a twist. Bringing the chest to face the right edge of the mat. You can stay here. You can start to send that right hand towards your back thigh. Little press, bringing the left hand to be outside of the right knee. With that right hand, if you have it, you can reach behind the lower back, try to find your heel. And then eventually your big toe and a half bind with your pigeon. Take one more breath. Start to release, come back to the center. If you're bringing that foot a little more forward, more of a figure four. If you're sort of past that 45-degree angle of the shin, then make sure the foot is flexed. Slowly start to walk yourself forward. No sensation into your knee joint. If we're feeling anything, it should be in the muscles, in the meaty part of the bum, in the back of the right hip, maybe into the front of your left hip, into those hip flexors. Use your hands as a pillow underneath. Staying to the center if you're comfortable and if your hips stay stable. Send your right arm forward. Thread the left arm until the left shoulder is to the floor. Head gently resting on the floor or a block. And a half bind with that right hand if it's comfortable. Noticing if your hips have shifted to either side. Just shift your weight a little bit from right to left side. Make sure the back of your hips, your sacrum, are all level with the floor. Starting to release. Gently walk the hands back in. If your leg is forward, carefully pull that right foot back in towards your left hip bone. Carefully shift your weight to the right side. Coming into Gomukhasana, so the cow face of the legs. If you're in a full shape, both knees stay bent, but the intention is to stack your knees one on top of the other. So the left knee right on top of the right. If that's not happening, then make sure you keep your bottom leg, your right leg, straight to the front. Bringing the feet in close to your bum. Both sitting bones, both bum bones are grounded down. Walk your hands forward when you're ready. Slower, longer breaths. So you inhale, walk your spine back up. You can keep your bottom leg straight, right leg straight. If it's bent, keep it bent. Use the right hand to the outside of the left foot and take a little twist through the body. So this is option 1, stay here. If you're working into our sundial version of this, requiring a little more balance, a little more hamstring openness, then you can bring the right shoulder underneath the right knee. Left hand holds the outer edge of the right foot. Find that top leg first. And then take that left leg back into your twist. Taking a little twisted version, balancing in our sundial shape and our twist shape. One more breath in. As you exhale, start to release. And if you need to adjust on your sitting bones, on your sacrum, come into a half boat. Otherwise, straighten the legs full boat, toes at the level of the eyes. Holding here, lifting out of the lower back, pressing the feet against each other so the inner groins are active, inner thighs active, pelvic floor active. Exhale, cross the ankles, hands down, try to pick yourself up. Mula Bandha lift, lift your hips, lift your feet, breathe in. As you exhale, pull the feet in, jump back, step back, Chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog or cobra, exhale to your downward dog. Preparing for the left side. Bring the big toes to meet. Rise tiptoes, left leg up, inhale. As you exhale, twist. Take the knee to that elbow. Inhale the leg up. Exhale, twist again. This time, just tap, stay. Otherwise, you can bring your knees together, side curl if you're modifying with that shape, or scissor your legs into our Kundanyasana variation. Right foot back down, inhale the leg up. This time exhale, knee to left elbow and slide it down to your wrist. Open the left foot just enough it's in front of your right hip. Keep a little scissoring action between your thighs and then walk your hands to the left side of your mat. Frame your left knee, look behind you, try to see your back foot. If you have that, then start to walk your left hand back. Find your back leg, reaching that hand for the inside of the thigh. Right hand to outside of the left knee, twisting. Then maybe that left hand walks a little further, finds your left heel, or maybe all the way to that big toe with a yogi toe grip. Find your breath if you're in a new shape, and then release back to the center. Opening that left shin a little further, bring it forward. If you're keeping it in, keep it in, that's fine. Make sure the knee is comfortable and you're feeling the stretch in where we're targeting. So the back of left hip, left back bum, and right front hip. You can use your hands under your head like a pillow or a cushion, a pillow underneath the torso if you need. If pigeon is still a challenging shape for you. If you're comfortable where you are, if you're enjoying the stretch where you are, then just stay right in the center. Otherwise, walking back up to the fingertips, left hand forward and threading that right arm to the side, coming into a twisted version of our pigeon. Palms can stay at the chest. Left hand can reach in a half bind for that left big toe. Head to the floor or head to a block. Making sure that the hips haven't shifted everything from the hips to the legs stays stable, and the change happens in the upper body in the twist. The last moments on this side. Slowly starting to release, releasing the hands, bringing yourself back to the center. Walk the hands in, bring that left foot back in front of your right hip. Little shift of your weight to the outer left hip. Carefully swing your right leg around. Stack your knees. If you're modifying, straighten your left leg, but really try to make sure that your right knee is directly on top of your left. If both of your hips are not on the ground, you can modify as I'm doing here with a block or a pillow underneath your bum. Feet pulled in. Start with the spine straight. If you don't feel anything, slowly walk your hands forward. You should feel stretching and opening in the outside of your hips and your side glutes, and maybe even into your IT band. Gomukhasana legs. Your hands are forward and you're on your fingertips. Keep pushing into your hands so that your bum is grounded. It will be a deeper stretch for you if you're weighting into your hips. Walk the hands back in, lift up, breathe in. Take the left hand to the outside of the right foot, twist to the right. This is option 1. If you're tight in your hamstrings, keep the right knee a little bent, but make sure you're up right on top of your sitting bones, like you're standing onto your bum bones. If you're taking that little deeper variation, release slightly. Take the left thigh over the left shoulder first. Grab hold with the right hand to the outer left foot. Kick that leg forward like sundial, like compass. Shift your weight back. Left hand to the right foot. Point the toes and then twist to the right. Keeping your thighs gripping into your center line. Active push of your feet into your hands. Active pull of your hands against your feet. So everything stays stable and active in the pose. Breathe. As you exhale, start to release. Bending the knees, either half boat. You can stay in half boat, otherwise move with me into this little bit more core work, twisting. As you inhale, come to low boat. As you exhale, right leg up, try to twist, hand to the outside of the shin without holding. Inhale to low boat. Exhale, twist to the left, right hand shoots past the left ankle. Inhale to low boat. And then exhale back to a neutral boat. If you're modifying, bend your knees. Otherwise, hands stay reaching forward beside the knees, toes pointed at the level of the eyes, the body in a steady V shape. As you exhale, bring the soles of your feet together. Relax the spine forward into Bakasana, into our butterfly shape. Let the spine round. Elbows to the floor, inside or outside of the shins. Crown of the head relaxing towards the feet. Spine fully released and relaxed. Rolling up one vertebra at a time. Close the knees, send the legs forward to the front of your mat. Make sure you have some space behind you. Feet together, hands reach forward. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, chin to your chest, lowering down slowly onto the back, all the way down to the floor. Reaching the hands up and overhead. Coming into a roll up, chin to the chest. Using the core, bring yourself back up, vertical spine, breathe in. Exhale, reach past your feet to the front of the mat. Inhale back to vertical spine, sitting tall on the bum bones. Exhale, chin to chest. Slowly back down, just to the shoulder blades touching the floor. Hands reach back without the rib cage pushing forward. Chin to chest. Inhale, try to keep the feet grounded. Use the core to sit back up, straight vertical spine. As you exhale, reach forward and past your feet, head down, not holding on. Inhale, straight spine, vertical spine. And this time, send your sitting bones one at a time a little more to the back of your mat. Fold forward, just like we did before. Reach forward, not holding onto the feet. Reach using your core and the front of your hips first. And then when you're ready, reach the hands to the outside edges of the feet or the ankles. Pull yourself very gently forward using the support of your arms. Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Slow down your breathing. Still active through the belly and the pelvic floor. And on your next breath in, slowly come back up to a vertical spine. Chin to your chest. Slow lower down through each vertebra in the back, all the way down onto the back. Release the head, release the arms. Coming back into a similar shape just as we started, just to see how the body has shifted. Taking a moment, straighten the legs, bring the left knee into your chest, hug it in. Paschimottanasana, wind removing pose. Knee towards the armpit. Squeezing, squeezing, hugging that knee in to compress the colon. Shifting the hips a little to the left. Send the left knee to the right side into your twist. Do you feel the legs have opened? The IT band has opened. You can straighten that left leg if you have space. Just taking the right hand to the outer blade of the foot. Just a very gentle pressure, outer knee or outer foot. Head gently twisted to the opposite side to the left. Start to slow down your breath a bit more. And slow down the mind a bit more. Releasing back onto the back, hug the knee in one more time, breathe in. And exhale, release both legs down. Inhale, bring the right knee up to the chest. Flex both feet, pull it in. You can interlock your hands, or if you're a little deeper, take a box grip, hold onto your elbows. Bring the right knee a little more to the outer rib cage to deepen that opening in the hip. Shift your hips a little to the right. Right leg falls to the left into your twist. Hold the knee or feel free to extend that leg. Only if the foot reaches the floor without any strain. Head gently twisting to the right, only if it's comfortable. Close your eyes and slow down your breath. As you finish your next breath out, you gently make your way onto your back. Give that right knee one more squeeze into your chest. Making sure the hips are centered. Bring the left knee up and in to meet it. You can hold the wrists or the opposite elbows around the knees, keeping the feet flexed. The head on the floor, so curling yourself not quite into a ball, but into a shape where the spine is more neutral. Feeling that neutralizing action in the lower back. Stay here a few more breaths. Otherwise, if you're comfortable, yogi toe grip around the big toes. Just a little push, so it's not a plow, but we're pushing the feet. So by pointing through the ankles, inhaling, and exhaling, flexing the feet back down, hips to floor. It's actually the movement in the ankles and the feet that allows the spine to move and rock just a few times till you feel released. Otherwise, keep yourself in that little ball shape. When you're ready, slowly send your legs forward to the front of your mat. Widen the feet, widen the arms, You can pause this video and just stay here for 10 minutes. Or you can pause this video and join me for a little bit more breath work that will help to detoxify and purify the body. So if you're pausing and completing your practice, just pause and enjoy your own time and relaxation. And if you're pausing, then pause for about 10 minutes. Stay in relaxation. And then join me after a few moments when you're ready for breath work. Slowly coming up to sitting, you can choose to sit on your shins, Vajrasana, or you can take a block between your feet and bring your hips down to the block of Virasana. Make sure any comfortable position. If you need to sit on a chair, that's fine. If this is a new breath technique for you, then keep one hand to your belly. We'll take Kapalabhati breathing. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling fully. And this time, inhaling just a half breath to begin. We forcefully exhale from the nose. So it will sound like this. Keep the breath moving. Keep focusing on your breath out, and the inhale will happen automatically. Pumping the belly, pulling the navel to the spine on the breaths out. Keep going for 3, 2, 1. Exhaling the breath fully out. Take a deep breath and deep full inhale all the way up to the top. And then as you exhale, chin to the chest, Jalandhara Bandha, shoulders slightly up. Pulling the pelvic floor upwards, Mula Bandha, holding and retaining your breath as long as you can. Try to hold for about 30 seconds. Face is relaxed. Bum muscles are relaxed. Exhale, release the posture. Deep, full belly breaths in and out. Full expanded breathing. We take one final set of Kapalabhati, skull shining breath. If you're moving faster, that's fine. Faster isn't necessarily better or easier or more challenging. It's actually a little more challenging to move slower. So exhale your breath out. Inhale halfway to begin. Forceful exhale from the belly. Snap the belly in. Exhale fully out. Deep breath in. Hold at the top. Jalandhara Bandha, throat lock, chin to the chest, lift the sternum, contract the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. Hold, retain, 30 seconds. The breath is held inside the body, Kumbhaka. No strain. If you have any heart conditions, do not do this. When you need exhale, slowly release. Relax the breath. Deep, full belly breaths a few times. You can repeat this cycle 2 or 3 more times if it's comfortable on your own. Otherwise, I will leave you here for this class. Thank you for joining. Om Masatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat.